Hello and welcome back to another episode of Nerd Soup. I am Aaron, the Nerd Soup Monkey, and today I'll be reviewing the latest whodunit written and directed by Rian Johnson, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. Obviously, this movie is a follow-up to the 2019 film Knives Out, in case you couldn't tell from the title, and will release later this year on Netflix. I, like many, really enjoyed the first film. Rian Johnson brought a fresh take to the murder mystery premise, with a clever and witty screenplay and a fully stacked cast of Hollywood stars, so Glass Onion was one of my most anticipated films of the year. While I still think the first one is a slightly better movie, Glass Onion more than holds its own as a worthy successor. I found it to be every bit as clever as the first, while the humor might even be funnier. A thoroughly entertaining film from start to finish that not even the biggest Last Jedi hater could dislike. What I love most about these movies is how the mystery centers around the why rather than the whole whodunit. For instance, Chris Evans being the killer in Knives Out didn't necessarily shock me, but everything surrounding the reveal is when you feel those elements of surprise. And it's a similar feeling watching Glass Onion. I was much more interested in the story unfolding and, once again, the why rather than the who. There are plenty of twists and turns that Johnson navigates skillfully, but it's also directed with purpose and flows almost perfectly from start to finish. It's an experience that rewards active viewing while nothing seems to come out of nowhere for the sake of serving the plot. Much like its predecessor, everything you were looking for hides in plain sight and becomes more apparent as the picture unfolds, making the movie endlessly rewatchable and enjoyable. The premise is relatively straightforward at the beginning. A billionaire played by Edward Norton invites his friends on a getaway to his private island, and one of those invitations finds its way into the hands of one Benoit Blanc, the world's greatest detective. Once again, Rian Johnson has put together a terrific cast of characters that play off each other wonderfully. Daniel Craig's Benoit Blanc is every bit as charismatic and likable as he was in the first Knives Out, further establishing his character's legacy as one of the most enjoyable fictional detectives. Craig recently gave an interview where he expressed his desire to play this character as long as Johnson wants to make these films, and I really hope he's not lying. It's not crazy to say that this could eventually be his most iconic character, up there with James Bond. Most of these genius detective archetypes are portrayed as arrogant and self-righteous, while Blanc comes off as more relatable, like a mix of Sherlock Holmes and Scooby-Doo. He's the smartest man in the room, but he's not a dick about it. Along with Craig, the cast includes a roster of stars like Janelle Monáe, Kate Hudson, Dave Bautista, Jessica Henwick, Kathryn Hahn, Leslie Odom Jr., Madeline Klein. All cast members get their time to shine, with each actor giving a strong and unique performance, but for me the standouts were Edward Norton and Janelle Monáe. Edward Norton plays the role of bumbling billionaire like he was born to it, while Monáe gives her character an alluring presence which adds to the film's mysterious atmosphere. Again, most of these characters are not particularly likable, just like the cast in the first Knives Out, but they make for some fun and exciting dynamics that continue to build momentum from start to finish. The only reason I have this slightly below the first is that the last 10 minutes play out in a bit of a confusing manner. Other than that, there are no major fundamental flaws with the film, and if you were a fan of the first, I'm confident in saying you'll love this one as well. I believe that every aspect Rian Johnson excels at as a filmmaker is present in this movie, and many will argue that it's his best yet. So thank you for listening. I believe this film comes out around Christmas time, so a good Christmas movie for the whole family to sit around the fire with their presents and jammies and watch together. Because it's on Netflix, but I do think a theater with that atmosphere and the crowd would actually be a little bit more enjoyable, but you got options. So look out for more reviews from my time at the Toronto Film Festival. And also got a question before I leave. Someone you know is murdered. Which detective do you hire to solve the mystery? I think I might have to go with Detective Benson and Stabler, just so I can feel like I'm in a Law & Order episode. I feel like that would be pretty neat. Wow, that was probably our best review yet. Hey guys, Aaron the Nerd Soup Monkey here with a brief shameless plug before we end the video. Do you ever feel like you don't have an adequate amount of nerd soup in your life? Like you're going to bed hungry and yearning for the nonsensical yet entertaining nutrients our podcasts provide? Well, we've come up with the perfect solution. The Nerd Soup Fan Question Podcast, exclusively available to our Patreon supporters. You can sign up now by visiting patreon.com/nerdsoup, and for the price of only $1 per month, you'll receive exclusive access to our weekly podcast, where we answer your questions that don't make it to the main show. And while you're there, you can check out the other rewards we offer to our patrons, like stickers, mugs, t-shirts, behind-the-scenes footage, and appearing in the credits at the end of our videos. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Roll the names of the nerds who make Nerd Soup possible. The reason why the crypto crash didn't send our lives spiraling down a black hole of no return. Alright, I'll stop talking so you can listen to this jazzy-ass music while checking if Bo spelt your name wrong in the credits.